Class, class.
Yes,
Yes,
yes.
All right, class. Have you ever heard of the word greedy?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. When was a time that you think you were greedy? Charlie.
Can be very greedy with food.
With food. That's a good point. Maybe someone has a few more pineapples than you have, and you say, no, I want all those for myself. Is that like being greedy?
Yes.
When's the time you've been greedy, Lyric?
I think too.
You don't like to touch
No,
your
I
food? Your hair? How are you greedy with your hair? Maybe, do you mean like people touching your hair? Yeah? So when we think about someone being greedy, we probably think about maybe them wanting all of something instead of just some of something. We think of them as not being fair, right? Or sharing, right? Yeah, that's a good point, Charlie. See? That's a good point. We all can be greedy sometimes, right? All right. So today we're going to talk about the greedy triangle. All right. So when you see this cover, what do you think the book's going to be about? Charlene?
Triangle.
A triangle? That's a good point. It's definitely going to be about a triangle because that's what this is right here, right? Right? Okay. Lyric, that's about the triangle being greedy. That's a good point. How many sides does a triangle have?
3.
3. That's right. All right. So let's go ahead and jump into it. All right. Once there was a triangle that was, as most triangles are, always busy. The triangle spent its time holding up roofs, supporting bridges, making music in a symphony orchestra, catching the wind for sailboats, being slices of pie and halves of sandwiches, and much, much more. See? Cool. The triangle's favorite thing, however, was to slip into place when people put their hands on their hips. That way I always hear the latest news, it said, which I can tell my friends. The triangle's friends loved hearing the news. One day, the triangle began to feel dissatisfied. What is dissatisfied? Like unhappy. That's right. Good job, Lyric. I'm tired of doing the same old things, it grumbled. There must be more to life. So the triangle went to see the local shapeshifter. How may I help you? The local shapeshifter asked the triangle. I think if I had just one more side and one more angle, said the triangle, my life would be much more interesting. That's easy to do, said the shapeshifter. Poof! Shapeshifter turned the triangle into a quadrilateral. Yes. What is this? I think that's the shapeshifter. Yeah, see? Right there. Now, this right here is a quadrilateral. How many sides does the quadrilateral have? 4. That's right. Life changed in a wonderful way. The quadrilateral was happy with all the new things it could do. The quadrilateral could be a baseball diamond, or first, second, or third base. It could take a position on a checkerboard or a chessboard. It could be a television screen, a computer screen, or a movie screen. It could even frame windows or frame pictures and much, much more. You see all the quadrilaterals? Yes. The quadrilateral's favorite thing, however, was to be the pages of a book. I learned so many interesting stories that way, it said, which I can tell my friends. The quadrilateral's friends liked hearing the new stories. But one day the quadrilateral began to feel dissatisfied. What faces do dissatisfied people make? That's right. I'm tired of doing the same old things, it grumbled. There must be more to life. So the quadrilateral went back to the shapeshifter. How may I help you now? The shapeshifter asked the quadrilateral. I think if I had just one more side and one more angle, said the quadrilateral, my life would be so much more interesting. That's easy to do, said the shapeshifter. Poof, the shapeshifter said. It turned the quadrilateral into a pentagon. Charlene, how many sides is a pentagon? 5. That's right. So we can assume that penta means 5, right? Life changed in a wonderful way. Pentagon was happy with all the new things it could do. On a baseball diamond, the pentagon could be home plate. It could be the section of a soccer ball and appear inside whenever someone drew a 5-pointed star. The Pentagon's favorite thing, however, was to be the headquarters of the United States military near Washington, D.C. I hear all the top secrets that way, it said. It's too bad I can't tell them to my friends. The Pentagon's friends couldn't help feeling left out. So, are we seeing now that maybe the shape is having some trouble keeping his friends when he turns into other shapes? Yes. Why do you think it's hard for his friends to stay friends with him now?
Because they don't want to know the consequences too.
It is constantly changing.
Constantly changing. That's a good point, but I think both of you are right. Let's see what he'll turn into now. So what do you think he could turn into next? He's a pentagon now. So if that has 5 sides, how many sides would he be when he turns to the next time?
Hexagons.
A hexagon, 6. That's right. And a hexagon has how many sides, Lear? 6 sides. That's right. Okay. So with the way the story is going now, do y'all think that the shape is going to be happy when he becomes a hexagon?
It's going to be different. I don't know about happy.
Right. He's going to be different. Do you think he's going to be happy, Lear?
Not at the end.
Not at the end?
No, when he first starts.
Right. So he keeps wanting to change because he thinks it'll make him happy. Is that what we think?
Basically,
Yeah,
basically he's turning sad.
that's true. After a while, time seemed to pass slowly for the Pentagon. It became dissatisfied. I'm tired of doing the same old things, it grumbled. There must be more to life. So the Pentagon went back to the shapeshifter. So you're here again? Shapeshifter said to the Pentagon. Now what would you like? I think if I had just one more side and one more angle, that's right, said the Pentagon, my life would be much more interesting. That's easy to do, said the shapeshifter. Poof! Shapeshifter turned the Pentagon into a hexagon. That's right. How many sides and angles does the hexagon have? 6. That's right. Yes. What do we do on our paper? Well, when we get done with this, I'm going to have you do some notes. You and Charlene are going to write notes to each other about the shapes that you've seen. But for now, I just want you to listen. Okay. Life changed in a wonderful way. The hexagon was happy with all the new things it could do. The hexagon fit in as floor tiles and houses and patios and fancy crackers at parties and picnics. It worked as a socket of certain bolts and the prongs of certain wrenches. The hexagon's favorite thing to do, however, was to be the cell in a beehive. I love watching the bees as they buzz in and out. The hexagon spent so much time in the beehive, it was too busy to talk to his friends. The friends missed the hexagon and couldn't help but feeling ignored. So what's happening now?
Well, his friends are like going so bored by him.
By him? Yeah.
His friends are sad.
His friends are sad because he can't be there anymore, right? They miss their friend. That's right. Again and again, the shape became restless, dissatisfied, and unhappy with its life. Again and again, it returned to the shapeshifter for more sides and more angles. The shapeshifter agreed to turn into one shape after another. A heptagon. How many sides does a heptagon have? 7. Right. Heptagon comes right after the hexagon. An octagon. 8. A nonagon.
9.
That's right. A decagon. 10 sides. And so on and so on. Finally, the shape had many, many sides and many, many angles. Its sides were so small that it had trouble keeping its balance. Its friends couldn't even tell which side it was on and began to avoid the shape. So y'all think his friends are mean for avoiding him?
No, they're not mean.
How is he being mean, Lear?
Well, basically, he was annoying them, not spending time with them at all as he was as a child.
That's right. So they're feeling sad too. Right. One day when the shape was going down a hill, it began to roll. Faster and faster it went, screeching around corners, crashing into fences and trees and colliding with bikes and terrifying walkers. And at last the shape came to a stop. It felt tired, dizzy, lonely, and sad. So see now, the shape is lonely, sad, tired, dizzy. With all those angles and all those sides, it's hard to keep itself upright. So do we think that the shape is happy now?
Not at all.
Not at all. He's not happy with his choices either. Enough, thought the shape. I don't know which side is up. I can't keep my balance. My friends don't want me around. The shape could no longer remember why it had been so unhappy as a triangle. Very carefully, it made its way back to the shapeshifter. Aren't you happy yet? The shapeshifter asked. I want to be a triangle again, said the shape. I'm not surprised, said the shapeshifter. Poof, the shapeshifter turned the shape back into a triangle. So, now the shape is a triangle again. What do you think is going to happen now, Charlie?
He's going to try to be happy with who he is.
Try to be happy with who he is. That's right. What do you think, Lyric?
Well, just
Going back to how he was in the beginning, huh? So what was some of the things he was as a triangle in the beginning?
sandwich.
Pizza,
Pizza. That's right.
a boat,
A boat. A sailboat.
Pie.
Pie. That's right.
Roofs.
Roofs. Look at you remembering all of them. The triangle was delighted to have its old shape back again and kept itself very busy. Once again, it held up roofs, supported bridges, made music in a symphony orchestra, caught the wind for sailboats, became slices of pie and halves of sandwiches, and much, much more. Still, the triangle's favorite thing to do was to slip into place when people put their hands on their hips. That way, I always hear the latest news that said, which I can tell my friends. Its friends liked hearing the news and were glad to have the triangle back in its shape again.
Yeah.
The end. That's right. Okay. Yay. All right. So, what do we think about the shape going back to being a triangle at the end? Do you think that was something that you would do?
He was happy.
He was happy. He was happy when he turned back. That's right. So do you think that the author was trying to tell us maybe that we should be happy with being who we are?
Yes.
Yes. Because when he tried to be someone else, he had a hard time keeping his friends, right?
Yeah, he just got sad when he
And his friends were like, I just want my triangle back. Yeah? All right. At this point, we're going to move to the next part of the lesson. So, at this point, I want you to turn and talk to your partner about some of the parts of the story that we read, meaning what did you learn from the story about the triangle and his journey to becoming a triangle again? And what did you think about all the sides and angles that were in the book? Okay, turn and talk.